Star Trek Adventures Strange New Worlds is an adventures supplement by Modiphius. It's the second volume of missions put out for the Star Trek Adventures RPG, the first one being These Are the Voyages. This book contains 9 separate missions, each neatly structured into 3 chapters apiece. The missions each take place in different points on the Star Trek timeline, but can easily be adapted to any era that your table is playing in. I'm going to briefly describe each mission without spoiling any of the plot twists therein, and then give you my opinion on the supplement as a whole. Also, check out my review video of the Star Trek Adventures core book, in which I have an overly dramatic introduction. Mission 1, A Cure Worse Than the Disease. Your crew receives a request for assistance from the planet Fosterian 2, which is suffering from a resurgence of an ancient virus. To combat the virus, the people of the planet built a gigantic orbiting ring that bombards them with radiation. The ring itself and the anti-radiation meds that they have to take are all owned and operated by a single corporation. Mission 2, Plato's Cave. Your crew receives a distress signal from Tongal 4, a Federation science outpost. Sensors read no signs of life, and the crew discovers one dead Federation scientist, signs of foul play, and a survival bunker from a civilization that died off 10,000 years ago. It's worth noting that this mission is particularly well structured, with the end of each scene crafted such that it seems like a cliffhanger just before a commercial break. The unraveling of the mystery would be pure gold for invested players at the table. Mission 3, Drawing Deeply from the Well. Your ship and crew is requested to investigate attacks on an ancient alien artifact, a gigantic construct that scoops precious metals and elements out of a gas giant called Purgatory. The Federation has gotten the ancient machine working to mine dilithium, but the machine is coming up out of the atmosphere each time with suspicious damage. Mission 4, No Good Deed. Your ship is ordered to explore uncharted space, and you come upon an old distress signal. It leads you to a pristine planet, and high in orbit is a space station containing the dead bodies of a centipede race and an avian race. An investigation will lead you to a very complex, sort of heartbreaking history between the two species. Mission 5, The Whole of the Law. Your ship comes upon a massive disk floating in space, domed on both sides. The domes contain 2 parts of the same civilization, called Thelema, and your crew is invited to dock. The inhabitants explain that their entire society is devoted to pleasure and feeding one's desires, and that one dome contains good, harmless, wholesome pleasures, while the other is where violent and dangerous pleasures are fulfilled. Starfleet Command authorizes the crew only to visit the light side, but things get extremely interesting when officers end up on the dark side and need to get rescued or fight their way out. Mission 6, Footfall. The ship is ordered to go to a Federation colony called Ashgrave 4, also known as Footfall. This planet attracts pilgrims from thousands of religions across the sector, all who believe that the planet was the first place that each of their creators visited when it first created the universe. This is due to the fact that the night sky is so full of colorful nebula that it looks like it contains the whole universe. But pilgrims are starting to be attacked by a militant group who wants to purify all religions. Mission 7, Cry from the Void. Your ship is struck by a huge energy wave while also receiving a mysterious distress signal. Following the source of the signal, the crew discovers Abasa 7, a bizarre crystalline planet rich with deuterium that is virtually untouched, save for a Ferengi miner and her huge private mining operation. The crew has to investigate both the source of the distress signal and the Ferengi's operation. Mission 8, Darkness. A distress signal from a Vulcan expeditionary group reaches your ship, and you are drawn to the Trax Epsilon system. There you will find a planet whose atmosphere is so black that it reflects only 0.04% of light that hits it. On the surface, you discover all the Vulcan explorers dead, and another alien race with their own plans for the planet. Mission 9, the Angstrom Operation. On a routine patrol near the Cardassian demilitarized zone, you are ordered to the Dron Onkos system, a brown dwarf with only one planet. On that planet is Angstrom Research Base, a Federation base that sent off a distress signal 4 days ago, but hasn't been heard from since. In the base, your crew finds some gruesomely killed researchers, a star that will destabilize in a matter of hours, hostiles still alive in the base, and incoming enemy ships entering the system. Here are the problems I found with this supplement. It's got more of that filler art that the core rulebook has. This LCAR style artwork does look neat if you're casually flipping through the book at a game store and thinking about buying it, but when you're a GM trying to prep the mission for your table, it's just clutter that gets in the way. Lack of relevant art. There are a ton of cool people, places, and things across the 9 missions in this book, but you don't quite get enough in the way of illustration or diagrams of the places you visit. Production issues. I reviewed the PDF version of this supplement, which comes in regular white on black format, as well as a printer-friendly black on white format. Oddly, from about pages 22 to 78 of the regular PDF, it switches over to printer-friendly, and then back to white on black. Digital snafus like this are easily fixed, and hopefully Modiphius posts an update. Here's what I loved about this supplement. The missions bring out the best of the Star Trek Adventures mechanics, from phaser combat to gated challenges and linear challenges to plenty of diplomacy rolls. The organization is solid. The core rulebook of this game left a whole lot to be desired in terms of information organization, but this supplement really corners the concept of usability and logical organization. Each of the 9 missions is uniformly broken down into 3 acts, each with a number of scenes. I don't really get to play Star Trek Adventures, but reading each of these missions was almost like watching an episode of Star Trek, which is to say, I love when an RPG book doubles as both playable content and entertaining readable material. The missions in this book were fun enough reading that I'm having to go back and pick up the first volume of Star Trek Adventures. But this is just my opinion. Let me know what you think of this supplement and Star Trek Adventures in general down in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is Dave signing off. See ya.